Should be up at the very top.
Guests, and so those are gonna be open space already.
Just to make sure I see everybody. Is anybody else not seeing the place where you hit the check? If we can get some help.
So, we have a guest two, and I don't know which of the two I'm reading. But I agree, how come I can't see that I'm agreeing?
What you're looking for up at the top.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you just have to look for this little guy with his hand up. Do the drop down arrow, and then there's a little green circle there with a check mark. Just click on that, and then we'll see if everybody's
Yeah,
there.
the different.
Show us their stats. Some of you raised your hand. That's okay. Usually raising your hand is for asking a question, whereas the green check mark is to agree or disagree. You've got two things. You've got a green circle for agree and a red circle for disagree. So that way you can ask questions of your students in class.
Can you change your name?
Yes.
Would it always be visible to everybody, or can it be?
Yes.
No,
like
guest or guest two.
The only way that you have something when everybody's logged in that wouldn't be visible is if you break it up into meeting rooms like we'll discuss here in a minute.
Oh.
But generally, yeah, when everybody's logged in, you're all seeing the same thing. Anybody else need some extra time to get their green mark in? Oh, that's okay. I told you we weren't gonna have to do a whole lot, so.
I am guest.
Thank you. So let me go ahead and combine this.
Now I'm gonna try to change my name.
I'm gonna shrink that back down. And as we were starting to go do a while ago, I'm gonna share my screen. So now it's gonna ask me what screen do I wanna share. So I'm gonna say, I wanna share this screen. So I click on that one, click share. Now this is what I have. Now as a teacher, I'm only gonna see the screen. What you should see is your Adobe Connect environment with this in the share area. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you would share things. So now as an instructor, I can go through and be sharing a website with you. It could be a PowerPoint presentation. It could be any number of things that I'd be sharing with you here. I'm going to go back to Adobe Connect. I'm going to stop sharing. So again, it's a fairly broad tool in terms of allowing you to go in and share whatever you're talking about. If you have it up on your screen, you can share it here. If you have something on the internet you want to share, you can share that information. You can upload PowerPoint, you can upload pretty much anything that's an Adobe file, like a PDF, picture, and so on. The main thing you want to make sure is just have that information ready and preloaded before class, because sometimes it could take a while to upload stuff. So if you upload it ahead of time, that can be really helpful. So the other thing you'll want to do is provide a little bit of time for your students to experiment with and try out Adobe Connect, because there again, I can tell you from previous years of experience, sometimes that can be the most time-consuming thing you do. You can eat up a lot of class time as if you just go in and assume everybody's stuff is going to work. And you want to provide some contingencies for your students in case they don't, such as recording the lecture in case they weren't able to get it, kind of allowing them to get into class ahead of time rather than only opening up right at class time. If you open it up a few minutes early, that allows them to get in, check and make sure everything's working, and they can make sure that they're ready to participate in class. So those are some things to keep in mind. In addition to these pods, there's also some layouts over here at the side. You may find as you go through class that you want to open with a certain layout, and then as you get into the class a little more, maybe you're going to move to a discussion section of your class. So you can click on one of these pre-made templates over here, and you can switch to a different view which has different types of pods in it. So you see these various pods listed over here, things that you can put in. wrap-up pod. You can take any one of these pods and make new layouts from them. In other words, you can custom make it, and so that way, instead of taking all the time it takes to remake all the pods, you can make a series of templates that have exactly what you want, and then switch to those various templates in the middle of your presentation, so that you have exactly what you need right at the moment. Now I'm going to go back to my original layout. And we're going to talk a little bit about breakout. Now, what this will do is this will allow you to participate a little more fully. Right now, you're the lowest level of participant, which is just you get to watch. That's really all you get to do. You get to watch and you get to add things to the chat pod. You also have another level of presentation, which is presenter. If your students are going to be presenting their work to the class, you can promote them to presenter. That will give them a microphone and a camera if you so choose, or you can limit what they get, maybe with a microphone. But it allows them to get a little more of the presentation abilities that they don't have as a participant. And then, of course, the host would be reserved just for you or any teaching assistant you have, and that gives you full control over the Adobe Connect section. But what we'll do now is we'll go into breakout rooms. And if you'll look well, actually it's on mine, but just kind of look up here. If you'll look, there are 3 different areas you can be in. This is the attendee view to see who's here. And then next to that's the breakout room. I'm going to go and click on that. And what that'll do is it'll give me a list of everybody I've got here, and then I can create different breakout rooms. So I'm just going to go click on this plus button here and create a few breakout rooms. So I get about 5 of them here, so that should be plenty for everybody that's in this room. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it, now you can do this manually, but you can also say randomly distribute it so that I've got an even number in each one of these breakout rooms. And what this is going to do, it's going to create a room just like this, but only for that group. So it's kind of like the way when you're having this, and you say everybody get over at this table, or this group get at this table, or everybody spread out in different rooms. You can do that virtually, which is what this is. It's a virtual classroom. You can have them break out into virtual mini rooms for their discussions. So I'm going to have you break into mini rooms. So I'm going to distribute everybody evenly. So you should be in different breakout rooms. And then what I'll do is I will start the breakouts. Now what will happen is your screens will change. And you will see, if you look over at your attendee list, that there are only about 4 people in your group. So is that kind of what you're seeing?
Yes.
You're in a different group now with 4 people. You shouldn't be seeing my screen anymore, because that's the main screen. That's the instructor screen. Each of you should see your own individual group. What I would like for you to do in your group is, first of all, chat with one another just a little bit, and you can do that. And you'll see I'm up here, I'm getting to see what you guys are doing. You know, it's kind of like I'm peeking in everybody's room up here. And then, do you all have audio? Do you have this audio icon, the microphone icon? Yes? If you want to try out your audio, you can talk to one another. All you got to do is turn on your mic. Just click on it and say, connect my audio. And then you can talk to one another. And then, the next thing I want you to do, once you've tried out chatting and talking with one another, is one of you can say, okay, I'm going to put something up, and you can either share your screen, you can share a document, and remember, it has to either be, PowerPoint's the only non-Adobe thing you can share, so it either has to be an Adobe document or PowerPoint, or you can use the whiteboard, which allows you to just scribble. You can just put things on there. So you might want to use the whiteboard to communicate with each other. So just spend the next few minutes practicing chatting with each other, working on the whiteboard, or talking to one another. This is you working as a group.
So, hi Micah, I think you can do.
I don't know. I have no idea where it is. Okay. está. Ya. Oh, ¿en serio? Pues,
Yes, they would have to, across the top here, you'll see various tools. So if you want to add your microphone, you can just click on it, it'll add your microphone. If you want to add camera, if you got, I don't think anybody does.
Still
but-
cannot hear. There you go. Now what you put on there, everybody.
Okay. But these right here, your microphone and your camera is what you would enable, but I think they will.
Hi, Martha, can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm good. I can see you.
Plug-in, it's not really 100% in, so it doesn't work. Yeah.
You may have just
I have the
received
same
a
problem
message
sometimes.
from
I think,
the
why?
broadcast
Okay,
message
just plug it in.
every group. Yes, I sent out the video.
And broadcasting next year they were having, and the teacher also broadcast audio. To everyone while they're.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yes.
Share my screen.
Yeah, now I can
Share
hear.
one.
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Who is talking?
We had a video.
Can you hear me? This is Xiaojing.
Yes, I can hear, I can hear you.
We try to use that whiteboard. It's not easy to use. Don't think I can write very well.
You're Margaret.
I'm Xiaojing. That's Jay.
Oh, I see.
Where are you?
I'm in the second row in the back.
Oh, I see. I'm here. Where's my Margaret?
She's this.
It seems that only we took it.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
They have to start